we're making Cadillac margaritas. Oh yeah. Welcome to Liquid Playground. I'm your host, Adam Berardi. I've been a bartender for a very, very, very long time. In fact, I was one of the 2 bartenders Noah put on his arc. So thanks for that courtesy laugh. Today we're making Cadillac margaritas. Let's get started. First you need a glass, you're gonna need some salt, you're gonna need some lime, you're gonna need some orange, you're gonna need some good old Grand Marnier here, or you can use a triple sec if you like, any type, even Cointreau. We're gonna need some tequila. I got some white tequila here. We're gonna need a margarita mix. I make my own using fresh lemon, fresh lime, and simple syrup. You can use agave or whatever you like, or none at all if you're making a skinny margarita. But that's another thing for another day. So I don't want to get too ahead of myself with that. So, all right, here we go. So first, we're gonna rim our glass with salt. It's a really important part. I don't have a lime juice and salt rimmer here. So, and what that is if you're at a bar somewhere, you might see this black contraption that has 3 discs sitting on a bar. On the top of one, it's gonna have a sponge that's just coated in like Rose's lime juice. And then you're gonna have another one that has sugar and another one that has salt below it. And what a bartender does is he takes a glass, sticks it in the juice, and then sticks it in the salt or sugar. Pardon me, I'm a little hoarse. I still worked last night and I'm up here giving you the goods this morning, so bear with me, I apologize. And that's the way we usually do it. However, I don't actually like using the rimmers that have the sponges in them, so I usually take mine out because they can get really kind of nasty during the day. They can start falling apart after a couple of weeks. I don't like using them, so when I do it, I take the sponge out and I just put the lime juice in. Today, we don't have any of those things, and some people don't like using Rose's lime juice around the rim. Even when you're at a bar, they'll ask you, please, can I just have a fresh lime? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a nice little quarter lime wedge here, and we're just gonna, it's already split open, we're just gonna rim the glass with it. Oh, look at all that lime juice. That's okay, the lime pieces. It's a margarita, it's gonna get messy. Put that over here. And we're gonna go ahead and just kind of, I'm gonna put it in front of the camera here so the camera can see. We're gonna just kind of rim the glass a little bit, get that excess salt off. Now we have a very nice rim for our margarita and little pieces of lime all over the bar. And that's our first step. The next step, you guessed it, we're gonna use ice. Now there's 2 ways you can do that. There's 2 ways you can do this. I always build over ice for most drinks, but when it comes to a margarita, I don't do that, no. I actually put it in a shaker, the whole thing in a shaker. I have our trusty shaker right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off by using our white tequila. Today, our white tequila is Don Julio Blanco. So, and I like Don Julio a lot. I've gone to see how they make the Don Julio. It's actually 100% pure agave. Not all tequilas are actually 100% pure agave. Some tequilas that will remain nameless are actually, it says made from 100% pure agave, but they say it in Spanish, so it looks like it. And those tequilas generally have like 50% grain alcohol in them. So, and they do that to keep the tequila lasting longer. Tequila is one of the only spirits, I think maybe the only spirit, that can spoil over time. So they add the grain alcohol to make it last longer and kind of retain the flavor. But if you're like me and you've done in the past when you're younger, you did shots of a very popular tequila while you're out, and the next day you feel really sick and really dry, it's because there was a lot of grain alcohol in that. Generally, good tequila won't make you feel that bad. But again, always drink responsibly. Don't be like me when I was in my 20s. So we're gonna start now. We're gonna use, I don't have a pour spout for this, so we're gonna go ahead and use my jigger. I talk about it a lot. This is a jigger right here. It's a measuring cup for all intents and purposes. It's exactly what it is. Mine is a 1 ounce and then a 1/2 ounce on the other side. And for this margarita, I'm only gonna use 1 ounce for it. A lot of folks at home might be disagreeing and say, no, listen, use 1.5 ounces. I get it. I like margaritas, but I also like the flavor of the lime and the agave nectar or the simple syrup, and so I don't put that much tequila. an ounce is good enough for most drinks anyway. So I'll put an ounce in here. I'll put that to the top. Now, normally I would have put ice in here first. I didn't put ice in here first. We'll do that in just a second. And then we're gonna take our Grand Marnier. Now, Grand Marnier is amazing. I love Grand Marnier, but it has a little bit of a kind of a sweet, kind of almost a cognac orange flavor to it. But it is classified like a lot of other liquors as a triple sec, which actually just means extra dry. So you can use a Cointreau if you like. If you want something that's a little bit less sweet, you could also use standard triple sec. There's a lot of very nice ones out there. Bitter Orange has a great one. You can use what you like. I really like the sweetness of Grand Marnier. It's a great after dinner drink too. You can drink it by itself, on the rocks, up. It's fantastic. I'm gonna put a half ounce in because it is sweet. And in a margarita, you usually pour about a half an ounce of triple sec. So I'm gonna pour that in. Now, the thing I forgot was ice. So we're gonna get ice. And I have my new ice maker today. So got a little bucket here, nice ice cubes, little ice scoop for my, my ice maker. And I'm just gonna put 2 or 3 scoops of ice in there, just so we can kind of get it to the top of the glass. And then last but not least, we're gonna use our margarita mix. What I did for this was I squeezed 2 limes, 2 whole limes, 1 whole lemon, and then I added simple syrup to it to kind of thicken it up. And you can leave that in the fridge with simple syrup for a week. It should still be good. And for this, I would normally just eyeball this and pour as much as I like in. But I'm not gonna do that today. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna use the jigger so you can see how many ounces I'm pouring in. And I can see how many ounces I'm pouring. I never knew. 1. Here's 2. Generally, 4 ounces would be the rule. Here we go. Now in my margarita mix, I only put a very little bit of simple syrup in there, and that's just to preserve it because I made it last night and I wanted to use it today, and I wanted to still look fresh and not settle or separate, so that's what I did. But I also have something that I love here for my margaritas. This is agave nectar. I didn't bring out the entire bottle of agave nectar because it's huge and obnoxious looking, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use this measuring cup just so I can pour some in. So I'm gonna do that right now. We're just gonna go ahead and pour that agave nectar right on top. Here we go. And if you're wondering, it's about a tablespoon full of agave nectar, but you can do it to taste. You know, there's no rules to your own margarita. I mean, absolutely, if you're going out at night, bartenders, they can use all different amounts, and a lot of them do. If you're a bartender and you're making this for someone for the first time, don't forget to ask how sweet they like their margaritas. I like mine a little bit sweeter, not too sweet. I like to have all the flavors still. Agave nectar is fantastic. It's lower on the glycemic index than sugar, so that's always a great selling point as well. Now we're gonna shake the hell out of this because as you saw, that agave nectar, maybe you didn't see, it's very thick. It's actually very, very thick. It's almost like honey. So you wanna make sure you do that. By the way, I've had margaritas that have had honey in them, very good. All right, and now we're just gonna go ahead now normally, if you're building this over ice, you would just go ahead and strain it over ice. I like to take the whole margarita, shake the hell out of it, and then pour it with the ice directly back into the glass. It makes a nice froth on top, makes it look really pretty. Look at that. Add a little more ice to it now. This is one of the drinks I don't build over ice. I just don't do it. Here we go. So, you've got a nice looking margarita here. We've made it again with Don Julio Blanco tequila, which is a beautiful tequila. Grand Marnier. We've made our own margarita mix that we've put in this with fresh limes, 2 fresh limes, 1 fresh lemon, and then we went ahead and put a little bit of simple syrup to keep it, nice and stable. Shook that, poured that over ice, and don't forget the agave nectar. We put agave nectar in. I put about a tablespoon in, and it kind of helps it kind of put a nice froth on top, as you can see right here. And then the only last thing we have to do is garnish our margarita. Now, if you're grabbing fruit, use picks if you're at a bar. I don't have any picks here, so I'm just going to use tongs, which I'm going to totally ruin right now because I'm going to use my fingers to put it over the top of the glass. If you have a pick, it's nice. You can put the pick right on top after you've picked the 2 pieces of fruit. At least I'm not contaminating the other fruit in the glass. 1 slice of orange over the top. Here we go. You got yourself a beautiful, gorgeous, amazing Cadillac Margarita. I'm gonna go ahead and spin it around so the camera can see the other side there. That's an amazing Margarita. I'm gonna take a little sip because I like to take a little sip. It's my day off today. I can do that. Oh, wow. Making this with the agave nectar, it makes it smell so good. I mean, it just brings out all of the aroma, all of the flavor when you try it. Oh my God. That's perfection. It really is. I wish I had thought ahead of time to get some bar salt rather than the fine Morton salt that I'm using, but both of them work just fine. This is a beautiful, beautiful tasting margarita. I would be proud to serve it. I think you'd be proud to serve it at any bar you go to. If you're a bartender, if you're having a house party and you want to impress your friends and family, look at how gorgeous that looks. You know, it doesn't have any of that stuff that, you know, some of the other bars you might have gone to has, like the pre-mix where it looks like antifreeze. This has a nice lime color. It's translucent, but you know, it's nice and cloudy. It's good. It's fantastic. I'm gonna have one more sip. Wow, I impressed myself with this one. So that's it. That's a Cadillac Margarita, guys. If you like what you saw today, please do me a favor. And wow, it's so good. I should not have that much of a sip. If you like what you saw today, please do me a favor and like and subscribe. Share with your friends and family. We really appreciate your views. You know, and as always, you know, don't forget to tip your bartenders and your servers. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. This is by far one of the best margaritas I've ever made. Who wants to give it a shot? I know you do. Come over, get it. Come on.